I've really enjoyed going back to Age of Empires 2, despite the fact that these campaigns are a lot harder than I remember. William Wallace was easy, of course, being a tutorial, but Joan of Arc was hard, and as for the Saladin campaign, it was even more challenging. There were definitely a few points where I thought to myself, do I just give up on this and do literally anything else? But I persevered, and here we are, another campaign complete. I am getting ahead of myself though. Let's start with the first mission, the Arabian Knight, which serves as our introduction to Saladin and the Saracens. My historical knowledge of the Saracens and the Crusades is actually quite poor, so I don't really know what to expect, but we do start with quite an army. Our goal is to defeat the West Frank, so naturally I head past the pyramids, this is Egypt after all, and check the west. Not there. It turns out they were a little further south. I do eventually find a camp, some other buildings, but apparently this wound up Egypt and now we have to fight them too. Okay, we'll kill you. We will need to be more cautious with this mission though, because there's no way to heal our army and no way to make more. We take down the Franks, then get to the gate, and apparently we captured a cannon galley from the Franks. Makes it easy to deal with the gates though. Cairo was so easy to take, we just had to stand near the mosque and boom, it's ours. We have some reinforcements now, and a ram, and a goal to take down the East Franks. We use that ram to take down the towers, then our army to get rid of the vastly inferior force while the ram takes the town centre. With that done, we won. Nice easy mission to start with. Of course it didn't stay that way. The next mission, Lords of Arabia, is much harder. We have 3 armies to defeat. Weirdly, the best way to do that is to take what few men we have and charge them straight into Reynolds' Raiders camp. Wouldn't have expected it, but it worked, and that knocked out one army straight away. As that was happening, we've been building up our forces and getting resources and getting ready to take them across the sea. I've also been using petards again, unsurprisingly. They don't seem to be recommended anywhere, but I like them. I also built up my men and sent them over. Then we worked our way down and wiped out Reynolds' pirates, and then the bandits just surrendered automatically too. I had a rather unorthodox strategy there, but once again we managed to get through using one without an issue. Now, the Horns of Hattin. According to the internet, this one is hard, so let's see how we do. We have 2 bases, one in the north and one in the south, and a decent amount of starting army and villagers. The relic is quite close, but I learned the hard way how guarded it is, by Teutonic Knights too, which take forever to kill. I end up trying to go through with the typical let's kill everything and then go for it, but I end up dying a lot and without anything to really show for the effort. I end up using a bit of a brute force strategy, which I wouldn't recommend, but it eventually worked. I sent in a smallish army to hold off their army and used catapults to kill the priests. Worked well and I defeated the enemy forces, but my priest died. So I made another one and sent him to grab it. Doing so brings all of the enemies out of the woodwork, but, and I'm quite proud of this strategy, I got my soldiers into a box formation with the priest in the centre and simply walked the relic back. We were pursued the whole time, but I assumed correctly the box would protect him. Now we're halfway done. The missions, not the recording time, because this will only get harder. We move on to the Siege of Jerusalem. This is a weird one because we don't have to defeat Jerusalem, just destroy 5 towers. Seems easy, right? No. We use our limited forces to scout around where we build up because oh boy are we going to have to build up. We need a strong army. I did eventually get one, but the timing was not my plan. Our attack started simply because they attacked me. Fortunately for me, I did have plenty of men and siege weapons ready. At the end of it though, oh, it was close. By the time I started my attack on the final tower, my army was depleted and my trebuchets were under attack. By the end, we destroyed it just as my second trebuchet died. I had 1 left at the end, but it counted. We won. Now we move on to Jihad. I think I'm on a government watch list. The mission named Jihad specifically, just because I have to clarify. In this we have 3 Crusader cities we're up against, with 2 we have to destroy. Now the way it's meant to be done is there's 2 easier cities and 1 harder. We're really meant to take down the easier and the harder because the other easier one offers to ally with us. That's the way it's designed. However, there's no real benefit to that, so I get a small force ready along with some trebuchet and went and attacked, using my trebuchet to do most of the damage with my Mamelukes protecting them. It worked and I successfully sacked the city. Now, we most likely wouldn't need reinforcements, but just in case I began building a new city in the remains of this one, because ours have been mostly overrun by this point. The siege went well, although I had to take a break to mop up the remains of the first city, but then I destroyed the ships with camels, as you do, knocked down the walls, killed the last few villagers, and now Jihad is complete. I guess I'm still on that list, huh? Only one more mission to go. The Lion and the Demon, where the goal was to build a wonder of the world and defend it for 300 years, which is more like 10 minutes. How did it go? Terribly. So instead, I cut partway to a strategy that I only began recording partway through because I thought the idea was so insane it couldn't work. So I was trying it off camera and then suddenly I realised, oh, this is working. We have 5 armies to defeat, so I decided to YOLO and charge straight in. Complete madness, and by the time I started recording, 1 army had already surrendered. And as I continued, I took out 4 of them. Holy hell, this is working. It stopped working once I attacked the bastard English though, said the Englishman, and we got wiped out. It'll take some more work, but we got it. Eventually I managed to get them killed off, but as long as villagers survived, they kept trying to come back, building siege workshops and town centres, which led to me having to consistently bully ballistas, which was actually kind of funny. It took some time, but I eventually beat them, and apparently my strategy gives you an extra achievement. Nice. With that done though, we're done. The Saladin campaign is beaten. That was, well, it was fun, but my god was it challenging. I felt like giving up a few times, and sometimes it seemed just goddamn impossible, but it feels good to be done with it. I felt like this was harder than the Joan campaign. I do hope Genghis Khan and Barbarossa are easier. Speaking of which, our next campaign will be Genghis Khan, but that won't be our next video. Our next video will be me going into a very popular game that I originally hated and found boring when it first came out. But will I now? We'll find out together, and I'll see you then.